A black elderly man was mocked at the shooting range, unaware he is the most deadly sniper ever. Before we dive in this story, hit the comments and tell us your city or country. Let's see how far this story reaches. If you liked the video, please subscribe. Walked in slowly, leaning on a cane, dressed in worn boots and a faded army cap. Young men at the shooting range smirked. "Lost, old man?" One of them laughed. He didn't answer, just stared down the lane like he'd seen ghosts there. No one knew his name. No one cared. Until he picked up the rifle. The moment he pulled the trigger, silence fell. A single shot. Bullseye. Then another. And another. Flawless. Who was this man? They mocked a ghost and woke up a legend. Watch until the end to find out. Leroy Jackson was 74, retired and quiet. He lived alone in a small town where no one asked about his past. To most, he was just the old black man who fixed lawnmowers and fed stray cats. He rarely spoke unless spoken to. Every Saturday, he'd walk to the park and sit under the same tree, alone. What they didn't know, what he never told, was that Leroy had once served in 3 wars. He had 93 confirmed kills and more unconfirmed than he'd admit. He'd been called Ghost Eye by enemy forces, a name whispered with fear. But Leroy didn't seek glory. He'd buried his past, like so many brothers who came home invisible. One day, he visited a local shooting range to honor the memory of an old friend. What happened next turned quiet respect into viral awe and reminded everyone that greatness isn't always loud, young, or white. The shooting range was loud with bravado and testosterone. Groups of younger men lined up with their flashy rifles, cracking jokes and shouting over the sound of rapid fire. Leroy entered quietly, nodding politely. The receptionist barely looked up before saying, "You sure you're in the right place, sir?" A few heads turned, smirks forming. He didn't say much, just rented a basic bolt-action rifle and a box of standard rounds. As he approached the firing lane, 2 young men snickered, whispering, "What's he gonna do? Knit us a sweater?" Leroy loaded. The rifle adjusted the scope and without a word took position. He breathed in, slowly. Years fell away. All that remained was the line of sight, the heartbeat of the rifle, and the wind that didn't exist inside, but he felt it anyway. Bang. Bullseye. Bang. Same hole. Bang. Dead center, again. The chatter stopped. Someone nudged over, watching the monitor. No way. Another shot. It's another perfect hit. Leroy paused, not because he was tired, but because he knew the room had changed. The identical boys who mocked him now stared in disbelief. He adjusted the range to 800 meters, nearly max distance. Bang. The screen flashed. Target eliminated. Whispers grew. A staff member pulled up the shot grouping log and muttered, "I've never seen that kind of precision. Ever." Still silent, Leroy unloaded the weapon, cleaned it, and walked away, until someone finally asked, "Who the hell are you?" He stopped. "Just a guy who remembers." Word spread quickly. The staff Googled his name. The search results nearly dropped jaws. Master Gunnery Sergeant Leroy Jackson, retired Marine Corps sniper, awarded the Silver Star, Navy Cross, and 3 Bronze Stars. Articles from decades ago described missions so precise they sounded like fiction. Military blogs called him a legend. Some even swore he trained elite units that still use his techniques today. The same men who once laughed now stood frozen, wide-eyed, whispering apologies that didn't need to be said. Leroy, unaffected, just nodded once and left. There is no need for pride, no need for revenge. He came for silence and left them with it. What stung most wasn't his aim. It was how wrong they'd been. Age, color, posture. They'd judged it all. And they'd never forget the day the older man became the deadliest man in the room. Leroy never returned to the range. He didn't need to. A video of his perfect shots, captured by security cameras, went viral. Old black man destroys racist gun. Range Bros was the caption, but Leroy didn't care about views. He just wanted people to see something more profound. Respect isn't earned with noise or youth. It's earned with legacy. In a world quick to judge by age or race, Leroy reminded us, skill doesn't age, honor doesn't fade. The young men? They still come to shoot, but now they pause before they laugh. They look twice before they mock, because you never know who you're standing next to. If you enjoyed this story and thought it provoking, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful narratives. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Take care.